Hello guys, Kido my people, welcome to Journey with E. Hey guys, I know love is intoxicating, it can be good. However, there's some key things to know before you actually go into that relationship, or if you're already in that relationship. All these key things can help you. Before we do start the video though, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone watching this video. If this is your first time on this channel, hey guys, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and even do one better, hit the notification button so you can be notified whenever we drop a video. Remember, master and you're awesome. Let's get it. Welcome back guys. Just as I said earlier, we're going to be going over a few things to know before going into a relationship with a service member. Or if you're already in a relationship with a service member, you want to know these things too, because it can help you improve your relationship in a lot of ways. Number one, hey, if you're in any relationship, especially with someone in the military, you will need patience, and you will need a lot of it. This is because I would admit we're not the easiest people to handle, and we just do some kind of things sometimes and you're like, really? But that is just because of sometimes maybe the nature of the job. And I can't speak for everybody, but as a civilian, if you want to date a military member, you need to be very patient. Be patient with the process, and not just with them. You need to be patient with yourself too. I know in so many situations we see partners that are trying to compare themselves with the service members. Remember that you and this person, you're living two very different lives. And that sometimes can affect you, right? So you need to be patient with yourself, understand yourself, and know that yes, there's so much room, there's room for growth. Be calm, just take on the process. But with everything that you do, please be patient. Be patient with yourself, be patient with your partner, so you can actually bloom in your relationship. And when we talk about patience, you need to understand that there is going to be a lot of changes with this person you're in love with, this person you want to spend, your time with, your life with, you're being in a relationship with. There's going to be so many changes. So, and with these changes, sometimes they can't even keep track of the changes because we're literally being told things as they happen. So sometimes we have to move on the go. So when you're in the life of someone like that, you just have to be patient with them, because communication may come in slowly, and there's some things you would not know about until the very last minute. For example, I may have a 24 hours duty right now, and I may not find out about it until this very moment, or maybe this morning, And if I tell that to my partner, we may have a date night planned already for the next day, but telling that to them, you just have to get into the habit that, okay, you need to just understand and be patient with them, and be patient with yourself too, because you will need the patience more, honestly. And service members, learn to be patient with your spouses, your partners, because they are not living the military life with you. They are literally being dragged into your world, so you need to be patient with each other. The second point is transparency. So many times we go into relationship unclear of exactly what we want. Before you go into a relationship, especially with a service member, be sure about what you want. Do you just want this relationship for the companionship? Do you just want to be around somebody, or do you want a long-term something? This is something you need to confirm. You need to talk about with your partner or future partner before you actually go into that relationship. If you want companionship, you need to let them know from the very start, from the beginning. Let's say, hey, I just want someone to be around. However, be careful, because if you're talking about companionship, chances are a military person would not be able to give you companionship, because they'll be away most of the time. But it is very good to be transparent about your needs, be transparent about your wants, be transparent about the things you want in a partner, because so many times we are able to avoid all this unnecessary heartbreak even from the start. But because we're not transparent about what we want in a relationship, then we get heartbroken in the end. So guys, be transparent and tell your service member what you want. If you're going into a really new relationship, let them know what you want. And if you're already in a relationship, keep telling them as things change. Let them know, be transparent with one another. It's not going to be easy, but it will save you a lot of stress in your relationship with a service member. The third point today is trust. Hey, we know about it. Trust is the essential of everything. It is like the backbone of every relationship. For the fact that you're dating a service member and you're going to be away for a long time, sometimes you may not always be together. Even when you're living together, you may not see them for most of the days, right? Because if they have duties, you're not going to see them. If they go on field missions, on trainings, you will not see them. So this is where trust comes in. Do you trust your partner? Are you able to know that, hey, even if my partner leaves me for a certain couple of weeks, months, they will be okay, or they will always look out for me? If trust is something you're not willing to do, or if you started seeing someone, for example, and if you're just dating someone new and is in the military or she's in the military, and you find yourself questioning the trust, and you find yourself saying things like, I don't know if I can trust her. Hey, that is the red flag right there. You need to do something about that. Either get on board with trusting the person, and it has to go both ways, or you leave the relationship, because the truth about it is that it just doesn't work without trust. Because I'll be gone for a long time, and every military service member will be gone at one point in time. So without trust, what really do you have in a relationship? For so many, it is hard to trust a service member in a relationship. This can also be as a result of the misconceptions that come with infidelity in the military. Because when you have a military member and you know that they're away for so long, you start to wonder, oh, what are they doing when they're away from you? Yes, the misconception is already there. So is the more reason why we need to emphasize that trust. Military members, if you have someone and you trust them, make sure they trust you too. And trust is not a one-day thing, and we all know this. Trust is not just gotten. There's something that I always hear, trust is earned. You need to work towards it. And it's not going to be an easy process, but you both need to be committed to the process and know that, yes, I want something long-term with this person. And so because of that, I'm willing to trust this person. Okay, so the fourth point is love. Yeah, God, I love me some love. We all love to love. I know some people will be wondering why this was not my first point. Yes, love is very important. Don't get me wrong, it is very important. However, I've seen so many situations where people are in love but don't end up together. Why do you think this is? Because it is not enough. I don't care what anybody else says. And this is just my opinion. You let me know what you think in the comments. Love is not enough. So when you love someone, you need to trust. You need every other ingredient. It's just like making a soup. If I'm making pasta, maybe I want to make some nice little pasta. Love is like the pasta. It is the main ingredient in that soup, right? So if I put my pasta in, and that's all I put in. I don't put no salt, I don't put no pepper. It's just gonna come out feeling bland. And that is how the relationship is. So you need to make sure that, yes, love is very important, but it's not enough, because you see a lot of people who are in love with each other, but they grow apart and they don't end up working as a couple. And sometimes they stay friends, sometimes it's just history. This is to tell you that although love is very important, love is not enough. That is why it was really not my first point, right? But don't get me wrong, love is very important, and love will be the reason why that person will keep waiting for you. If you have a spouse, a partner, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, someone you're in a relationship with, a fiance, you're engaged, and this person happens to be in the military, love is the reason why you wait for them. It's never easy to wait for someone you love, for them to be away all the time, but love is that thing that makes you wait, and love is just so beautiful. So love is very important. Please have love, but don't make love the only thing that you have. You get me? The fifth point is understanding the communication break. Now, this is going to be important if you are just freshly into a relationship or you're trying to go into a relationship. Now, communication break will always happen. This is because you're in two different worlds. One may be a civilian, the other may be a military member. So you're used to so many different communication. They communicate differently from you as a civilian. Now you need to understand that sometimes when you ask, hey, how was your day? You might get a 3-word, it was okay, or you might get a 3-sentence, because there's so many things about the military service members' days that they just cannot tell you about. Because it's like, apart from the fact that some things have to be kept confidential so as to not cause panic in the society, sometimes it's just like really dumb stuff happen, right? And so just trying to explain that dumb stuff to your partner, and then your partner is getting angry, and now you're angry, and now the food is boiling, and no one wants to go to the store to get milk. You see? All that could have just been avoided if you had just accepted that it was okay. So yes, it would happen on so many days where they won't be able to tell you word for word how their day goes. And if you're a partner that likes this, and this is part of like, your love language, how you want to know how your partner's day goes, please be very patient in this aspect, because the communication break is heavy and not a lot of people talk about it, but you need to understand. And I know sometimes it feels like, oh, my partner don't want to spend time with me. They want to all go to the bars, they want to go be with their friends, they want to play game. Yes, some of these things happen because they don't really know how to communicate to you. So as a service member, you need to work on your communication skills with your partner and vice versa. And when it gets to that point where there's that break, please respect each other's boundaries, respect each other's space, respect your feelings, and look for healthy ways to bring it out. And last but not the least, here, we're going to be talking about being willing to understand the slangs and the lingos of the army. So this one is actually funny because I have my partner, and each time when he wants to talk about it, like maybe he wants to refer to my leaders in the army, he says, oh, how are your officers? He literally refers to everyone as my officers. This is not so, because we have so many, we have the officers, we have warrant officers, we have the NCOs, but he refers to all of them as officers. Now, this just makes me laugh personally. However, I do appreciate his efforts in learning, and they learn so much. So be willing to learn the slangs, the little things like CQ, knowing that it's 24 hours duty, all those little things that your spouse needs. Be willing to learn. You can also do this by joining the events group, maybe SFRG and stuff like that. You get to meet people, and from there you begin to learn and you acclimate yourself with the community. However, this is very tricky, because if you know that you're just in a temporary relationship, which is also okay if you've accepted that this is a temporary relationship, then maybe you don't need to go through all those lines. However, if you know that you're here to stay and this is the long haul for you, it might be good for you to actually learn some slangs and some lingos, because this will actually help you with the communication break we mentioned before. So when you learn all these things, you find out that in a couple of months, or hey, lots of days or weeks, you find yourself having a full-blown conversation with your service member, and it just feels so good. So thank you so much, guys, for joining this video. Remember, leave your comment. I want to hear what you think. Let me know, what do you think out of all this stuff that I mentioned? What is important to you? What struck out to you? And if I missed something, let me know in the comments what you think can actually keep a military relationship, especially with a civilian, because we all know it's hard. It is not that easy, y'all, and we all have to start accepting that right now. So let me know what you think. And also, thank you so much for watching. Do not forget, if you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for, man? What? All right, you're still thinking about it? No problem, go ahead, but no, stop thinking. Hit that subscribe button today, and let's get to know each other. And until the next time I see you, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.